Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron. I hope you're having a great day or night in Jesus. We are in lesson 102 of our journey through the book of Genesis. Do check out our other 101 lessons. And we're in the blessings of Jacob over his children and telling what's going to befall them in the last days. So let's get started. We're in Genesis 49, verse 21, and one of the more intriguing passages of Scripture, because it's about the tribe of Naphtali. You don't hear a lot about the tribe of Naphtali throughout the Bible. It was, Naphthalim in the New Testament, the way of the Gentiles, and that's pretty fascinating. So by the Sea of Galilee, kind of a border with the Gentiles, and the region that sat in darkness has seen great light. But just not a lot about Naphtali. But Naphtali is a hind let loose. And so this animal, it's free. And then it says, he giveth goodly words. He giveth goodly words. And maybe this was scribal tradition. It's quite possible that some of the Masoretic tradition was from that part of Israel. But beyond that, it would take quite an exploration going to biblical, the International Standard Bible Encyclopedia.com or McClintock and Strong, both online, would have valuable information probably on that subject. But pretty interesting on Naphtali. Now let's go to verse 22. And he goes to Joseph. Wow. Jacob separated from his favorite son Joseph for so many years. And he says he is a fruitful bough, B-O-U-G-H, which means, or bough. It's like a vine. It's like just prosperity. It's fruitful, even a fruitful bough by a well. And so the water source is there. The nation of Israel, the center of all nations, even all the land area in the world, basically. It's the bridge between Europe, Asia, and Africa. It's just incredible. And it's there, the east coast of the Mediterranean, and God smiles upon it year round. And so, Joseph, you're just abounding in blessings, whose branches run over the wall. The archers have sorely grieved him. Yeah, they did. And shot at him and hated him. His brothers betrayed him. But his bow abode in strength, and the arms of his hands were made strong by the hands of the mighty God of Jacob. From thence is the shepherd, the stone of Israel. And probably talking again about the Messiah. He's that true stone, a trusted cornerstone, stone of stumbling, rock of offense. And so, Joseph, he became co-pharaoh, basically, a vizier of Pharaoh. And so he was strong, even though archers had shot at him with the betrayals and all this, he became strong. So verse 25, still talking about Joseph, even by the God of thy father, who shall help thee, and by thy Almighty, who shall bless thee with blessings of heaven above, blessings of the deep that lieth under, blessings of the breast and of the womb. So just abounding with blessings. Everything he's got to say about Joseph, blessing. You're, a fruitful vine basically by a well. You're just, people hated you, but you came out. What lessons there is to learn about that. Verse 26, the blessings of thy father have prevailed above the blessings of my progenitors. So Jacob's like, yeah, man, Abraham was blessed, Isaac was blessed 100-fold, but I'm blessed unto the utmost bound of the everlasting hills. Now that's one of the great poetic imageries of the Holy Land, the everlasting hills. I think there may be a famous book. I may have a review of that book here on the channel, of the everlasting hills, because as the mountains are round about Jerusalem, so shall the Lord be round about his people from henceforth, even forever, according to the book of Psalms. They shall be on the head of Joseph, and on the crown of the head of him that was separate from his blessing. Now, remember, too, about the blessing that Jacob got from Isaac, and all of, almost in a sense, the trouble that caused him, having to flee for years from Isaac and all of that, and the deceitfulness of getting it from Esau, and all of those blessings. He's like, son, I got a lot of blessings, and I'm putting it on your head. So verse 27, Benjamin, the youngest, shall raven as a wolf. In the morning he shall devour the prey, and at night he shall divide the spoil. So it's almost like he's going to be a scavenger. He's going to be very fierce. And this is what we find, not only with Saul, and Kish, and Abner, but even before that, in the last part of Judges, that they could throw stones, at a hair's breadth. They were left-handed warriors, which may have some implications. They'd cut off the right hand if they were ever defeated. And just pretty amazing that Benjamin, and Benjamin was one of two tribes, them in Judah, that remained faithful in the southern kingdom. So verse 28, all these are the 12 tribes of Israel, and this is it that their father spake unto them and blessed them. Notice speaking and blessing. It goes all the way back to Genesis 1. God blessed them. Be fruitful, multiply. And so speaking blessing. I remember Sister Nona Freeman used to preach the threefold cord of blessing. Very important. Every one, according to his blessing, he blessed them. Blessing is an extremely powerful thing. So is naming. And he charged them and said unto them, I am to be gathered unto my people. This is Hebron, but it also has a spiritual aspect as well. Bury me with my fathers in the cave that is in the field of Ephron the Hittite. This goes back to Abraham's purchasing it, Genesis 23, that era. After the Genesis 22 episode, Acts 7 talks about that. In the cave that is in the field of Machpelah, you can still go there. I just find that fascinating. In Hebron, there's still the cave of the patriarchs, which is before Mamre in the land of Canaan, which Abraham bought with the field of Ephraim the Hittite for possession of a burying place. I did want to mention, I've done 3 commentaries from Genesis 1 through Genesis 17, 18, somewhere in there. You can get those on Amazon. I just thought to say that. They buried Abraham and Sarah, his wife. There they buried Isaac and Rebekah, his wife. And then so many make so much of this. And there I buried Leah. Leah finally got to be with Jacob. Because what a life poor Leah lived, knowing that she was constantly second fiddle. Must have been devastating. Wow. Verse 32, the purchase of the field and of the cave that is therein was from the children of Heth. I do want to mention, as we mentioned, we were in that passage of Scripture going in our journey series, that this is all confirmed by ancient law codes we've found, that was exactly how you purchased fields in those days, just showing the veracity of Holy Scripture. And when Jacob had made an end of commanding his sons the blessing, he gathered up his feet into the bed and yielded up the ghost and was gathered unto his people. So see, it's not just talking about going to Machpelah, not going to Hebron, the burial place, but he was gathered instantly to his people. God's not the God of the dead, he's the God of the living. So it's like Luke 16. And then chapter 50, verse 1, and Joseph fell upon his father's face and wept upon him and kissed him. We're going to stop there for this lesson because going into the mummification process, there's so much in sorrow in chapter 50. So God bless. Do check out our other videos, including in this series. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.